to stay true. And it's one of the very key attributes of life for you to have a successful life. Remember elasticity in physics? It talks about when an elastic material is stretched, it returns back to its old state. And that is why we need to have for us to have a successful life, we need to be able to be stretched. Yes, sometimes we're not, because we're human beings, we're not elastic materials, we may not go back to initial states, but there should have been a transformation for the better. Resilience is very important for performance, and consistent good performance is extremely important for career growth. You need to recover. The first R is recover. You need to recover. When stress comes, don't allow the stress to finish you. Make sure that you recover. What is resistance? Sometimes the best way to be resilient is to resist the stressor. And the only way that comes to mind now for me to explain is, in those days there used to be water resistance wristwatches that swimmers use. If it enters water, it will not spoil it. So you need to be able to have a means in which you will resist the negative push that does not get to you, because you know that if it does get to you, it might change you. And then you need to also learn the third R is reconfiguration. When some things happen, you might not be able to return back to the initial state you are, but you should be able to recover, reconfigure. You need to practice self-care. One of the things that will build your resilience is you should be able to take care of yourself. You need to be alive. I've had instances when people have pressures of work, they will not eat, they will not sleep, they will not exercise, and they push their body to the limit. Please, no matter the challenges, make sure that you practice self-care, you take care of your total well-being, emotional and mental well-being. This is very important, and part of the things that can help is when you have a good self-talk, when you tell yourself that, oh, I can do it, I can get there. Good self-talk helps you to build resilience and to get out of challenges. Support network. Now, begin to think of your support network. For you to succeed, you need a good support network. This is not the time that they will tell you that your mother wants to kill you, your father wants to kill you. You know we are in Africa, so I'll tell you the truth. This is not the time to believe that your neighbor is winking you. You need support network to succeed. Nobody succeeds alone. Begin to have good relationships. And for you to have good relationship, you must be somebody that they can build good relationship with. Don't be too touchy. Don't be too edgy. Don't let people think they are walking on eggs when they are walking around. When you're a good person, you build good support network, good relationships. When we come to employability skills, so many times we believe that while we can learn technical skills that we call hard skills, when employability skills are soft skills that you can learn and can transfer. Some of us will see the employees. So these employability skills will help either as an entrepreneur or as employees. You need to be dependable and reliable. For you to have growth, people should be able to depend on you. And it starts by keeping your word. I will submit this report by 10 o'clock. Make sure that by 10 o'clock it is done. And if it's not going to be done by 10 o'clock, it is not at 10 o'clock that you will know. You will have known like 8:30 that I can't meet up. To be an active listener. One of the things we all learn how to we learn how to talk, we learn how to make speeches, we learn good English. But one of the things that will make you one of the great employability skills is to be a good listener, to be able to pick things, to be able to read in between the lines, to be able to, your manager says do this A, B, C, to be able to read and say, and I can go a step further and do C, D, E. It's going to really help. And one thing that is also gaining ground these days is emotional intelligence. All these skills and employability skills that will help you become better. Have your personal brand, and this is extremely important. And I'll just say one or two things. I'm sure you'll be asking, how do I build this brand? One thing you can do, an assignment that I want to give you, is when you get home, people that are close to you, ask them some questions. Let me just quickly go to those questions so that you can know what is ask them that what is your impression of me. You need to have a positive mental impression of yourself. But most times I tell people we're very myopic. We always have overbloated impression of ourselves. We always think an average human being thinks better than he really is. So you need to ask people, what do you think of me? Get feedback. It's extremely important. For you to grow, you must constantly seek feedback. Embrace feedback. Seek feedback as a gift. But you can only have value if you yourself have your own personal values. I tell my children, you should have your own personal values. There's a list of personal values: humility, honesty, integrity, team player, so many. You must be a person of value for you to build a personal brand. So another assignment I'll give you, when you ask yourself during your time of self-reflection, what are my personal values? Because it will draw the line for you as you grow. A lot of times, we fail at interviews because we cannot tell our stories. You need to learn to tell your stories. And one of the things that will help you to be able to learn to tell your stories, make sure you have a journal of your successes, even at my level. You think that during appraisal time, every time I make an achievement, every time I develop something, I write it down. Because I know that when there is time for review conversations, our brain might not remember. LinkedIn, a lot of people, I look at LinkedIn and people are talking about celebration of birthday. LinkedIn is a good network for you that you're looking for a job. We are here so that we can learn how to become a better version of ourselves.
It's not everlasting. I'm writing you this letter, hoping we can make things clearer.